everybody! I'm here today with an easy driving lesson on staying centered when turning a car. Now, when you have your license, or if you are trying to get your license, one of the key areas that people experience difficulty with is turning a car, and specifically staying centered when turning. So in this driving lesson, I'm going to show you what you need to do to make sure that you stay centered. All right, so the first thing is you want to imagine an imaginary line in the turn. So you're going to imagine an imaginary line. Yes, I think I'm using that word too many times, but we're going to continue. So in this turn that I will be going through in just a moment, I'm going to imagine that there is a line right there. And you want the line to be as smooth as possible. And that line is going to be centered from your current lane to the lane that you want to turn into on the next street. So you want that line to be like the perfect curved line to make that turn. Now, when you've imagined that line, you want to basically get your front wheels, which are your steering wheels in most cars. I'm going to assume that the front wheels of your car turn, and those are the steering wheels, not the driving wheels. I'm not talking about rear wheel drive, front wheel drive, all wheel drive. I'm talking about the ones that actually turn. So you want to get your front wheels to basically follow the path of that line as smoothly as possible. So you want to imagine it happening first, and then you're going to actually do it. And you want to basically, and I'll demonstrate in a moment, but you want to keep the steering wheel nice and steady throughout the turn. You want to obviously know how much to turn the wheel, and here's what's very important. When you're making that turn, you want to make what are called micro adjustments. So as I'm turning, I'm not holding the wheel like this, like a robot, just very stiff in the exact same spot. I'm making tiny little adjustments to keep that line as smooth as possible. And obviously practice will make progression, not perfection. Practice makes progress, not perfect. Don't forget, perfection doesn't exist. It's a subjective thing. Anyways, back to the reality of the driving lesson. It's not a motivational video. This is a driving lesson. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this turn. Now I'm imagining, there's no one here, so I can take this turn slowly. I'm imagining the line, and I would recommend taking your first few turns this slowly when you're practicing. So do all of your safety checks, turning the wheel, holding it, making little adjustments. I got to turn a bit more, so making little adjustments and release it. Okay? And now I'm on this next street. Now remember, that is how you stay centered, because like if you have a problem with going too far to the left when making a left turn, well then you steer too much, and you might steer too little, right? So as I make this turn, I'm imagining the perfect line. Check this out, no one's here. Turning the wheel, holding it, making little adjustments and releasing it. And you want to look where you want the car to go. You don't want to hope for the best. You want to know that what you're doing is going to be basically as good as it can possibly be. Okay, so I'm going to make a few more turns. So I'm going to continue driving. I'm going to make a right turn up ahead. We'll make a few left turns and then we'll call it a day. So, and sorry about the bumpiness of this road. I'm giving you a heads up right now. I've driven down this road many times and they're doing work on it. So I'm going to turn right over here. I'm imagining that line, okay? Now I'm doing all of my safety checks and I'm turning the wheel. Now let's say I turned it too much, right? Oh, I turned it too much. I got to turn back. That's just a practice thing. You just have to practice. Now for this turn, I'm going to pretend like I turned it too little, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and make this turn. And if I'm turning and I realize, this is how you know you've turned it too little. Let's say I turn the wheel and I'm like, okay, I'm good. Oh, wait, oh, I gotta turn the wheel more. That means I turned the wheel too little. And it's just a practice thing. You have to practice more and more and more. Imagine that line, and then imagine your front wheel smoothly going through that line. Turn the wheel, hold it, and release it. It's that simple, along with all your safety checks. So once again, doing all of my safety checks. Okay, and if I want to stay centered, I imagine the line, turn the wheel, hold it, and release it. Now, once again, not only did I imagine that line, but I looked where I wanted to go. Now, I'm going to just take this turn regularly without, explaining much, okay? And you'll see what I do. So I'm not going to explain much, just like that. So, as you can see, I was always looking in the direction that I wanted the car to go. You're not looking in the middle of your windshield when you're turning left. You're actually looking towards the left, because that's how you guide your car. You are the operator of the vehicle, okay? And most people struggle because they think that the car, check this out, look, I didn't even realize as I'm making the turn. Most people think that the car controls them, but in reality, you control the car. So I'm going to actually turn into a parking spot, which is going to be a little bit tighter than a regular right-hand turn, but check this out, okay? I'm controlling the vehicle. I just imagine a nice smooth line, and that's it. I turned into the spot, and that's it. I mean, those are the basics of staying centered when turning a car. The key factor is this: imagine that line. Then imagine how you would have to turn the wheel to follow that imaginary line, and then that's it. Turn the wheel, hold it, and release it. And if you got to make little adjustments, that's fine. If you have to make major adjustments, then just keep practicing and you'll get it. But then even myself, a very experienced driver, even when I make right and left turns, if I want to stay centered, we got to make these tiny little micro adjustments. We're not robots. We don't turn the wheel the exact perfect amount every single time. It doesn't happen. So you make little micro adjustments to correct it along the way. And that's it. You want to progressively correct the turning radius along the way. And that's it. I hope that sounded really smart to you, because to be honest with you, you just got to make little adjustments, and you got to keep practicing. That's really what it comes down to. Practice, practice, practice. Imagine the line, follow the line, turn the wheel, micro adjust, release it. You're good to go. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.